All right, so today we're going to dig into something a little unexpected. A holiday quiz that kind of flips a big idea about data and AI on its head. It makes you wonder, in a world that's totally obsessed with getting answers, what if the real value is hiding somewhere else entirely? Let's take a look. So this is the core idea right here, and it completely changes the game. We're always hunting for the right answers, but what if that's like starting the race at the finish line? This quote suggests that the real breakthrough, the place where true value is born, is actually in coming up with a better question in the first place. Okay, so let's really dig into that. Before we even get to the quiz itself, we gotta understand why this shift in focus from answers to questions is such a game changer. And you can see the difference so clearly here. An answer, well, it's a destination. It's often the end of the road. It can just shut down a conversation. But a question, that's a starting point. It's the beginning of a journey, an open invitation for other people to jump in and explore with you. And look, this idea has never been more important. We are literally drowning in data. It's an ocean of potential answers. But without the right question to guide us, all that data is just noise. The real skill today isn't just finding an answer in the data. It's figuring out what to even ask it. So that's the theory. But what does it actually look like when you put it into practice? Well, that brings us to this Christmas quiz. We're going to see how a company called Codatta took this whole philosophy and turned it into a really clever and insightful campaign. Now, this was not your typical holiday trivia game, okay? There were no right or wrong answers about, Santa's reindeer. Codatta wasn't interested in who knew the most random facts. They were using the fun format of a quiz to spark a real conversation about the big stuff, data, AI, and where we humans fit into all of it.
And the entire campaign, the whole thing, was built around one single central question. This was the foundation for everything they did.
There it is. Just let that sink in for a second. It sounds simple, but seriously, think about it. What does better data actually mean to you? It's the kind of question that's designed to make you pause and really think. And that's the absolute genius of it. This isn't some technical question looking for a textbook definition. It's a question about your values. It's asking what you care about. Does better data mean it's more accurate, or maybe more ethically sourced, more inclusive, more efficient? Whatever you say reveals what you prioritize. So if the goal isn't just to be right, how do you even judge the answers? Well, that forced them to come up with a totally different way to evaluate what people were saying, which brings us to our next section. Just look at that guideline. It doesn't say correct answers only, or factually accurate answers only. It says thoughtful answers only. That one word, thoughtful, it completely changes the entire goal of the game, doesn't it? And here's what they actually meant by that. A winning answer wasn't about being factually correct, it was about being valuable. It was about adding a new perspective to the conversation, offering a unique insight, or, get this, even sparking a whole new question. The value was in the quality of the thinking. And just so you know how it all worked, it was pretty simple. A social media thing, just reply with your thoughts and retweet to get more people involved. And yeah, there were small daily rewards, but you can tell the real prize wasn't the $10, it was being part of the conversation itself. So, what's the big picture here? Why does a little quiz like this even matter? Well, that leads us to the final point. This wasn't just about getting likes and retweets. It was about trying to build a shared vision for the future of data. This quote from the campaign really says it all. Your thoughts help shape how we think. Wow. They're openly crowdsourcing perspective. They're admitting they don't have all the answers and are genuinely inviting the community to help them figure out where to go next. That's a huge statement. And this, right here, is the fundamental shift. We're so used to companies acting like they're the experts, right? Like they have all the solutions ready to go. But here, Codatta is taking a step back. They're inviting all of us to help them figure out what the most important questions even are. Which kind of leaves us with one last big question to chew on. If everything we've talked about is true, and real value really does start with better questions, then what's the most valuable question about AI and our future that we as a society aren't even thinking to ask yet? Now that's something worth thinking about.